It has taken to get this big somewhere between 14 and 15 years.
What does he do? Yeah, he's my personal bodyguard, so when you guys act foolish, you know he's one phone call away. But he's here to talk to you about hard work. He knows that test is coming up.
So when I go and do this show next month, chances are I could win, chances are I could lose. But I guarantee you, if I lose, I'll be back again. And when I come back again, I'll be better. So this test is the same thing. So if you guys get knocked down, whether it's this test or whatever it is, you just got to keep going forward, because eventually, if you work hard, you're gonna succeed. You'll reach the goal that you want to reach. Vogel Texan Cowboys are number one. All right, what's up, guys, man? Here we are for another workout. We're gonna train some chest today. We're about 6 weeks out from the New York Pro. Right, that is my pro debut. As you guys know, I just turned pro last July. So, now it's my time to go get on the big stage with the big boys. Obviously, I've been working very, very hard, and make some improvements in areas where I felt like I could get better to get up here and compete with these guys. So here we are today to make some improvements on what I feel already is a great platform for my chest. So we'll have some fun with this. Like I said, I'm 6 weeks out. So some of the movements may be a little bit different because my body fat's lower. So obviously I'm not gonna be able to do, some certain presses because, my body's just, I gotta listen to it. So body fat's lower, I'm a lot tighter, than I have been. So we're getting closer to the show. As you guys already know, when you get closer, you gotta watch, the way in which you're approaching your workout. So today I'm gonna get some good movements in. I will push some good amount of weight as usual, but you'll notice that the focus is really squeezing. Make sure I get good contractions because like I said, we're getting close to the show. Gotta stay injury free and gotta close out this job. So we're almost time to go to New York, actually in California after that. So we're doing 2 shows back to back. May 19th is the New York Pro, and then the California Pro is the 26th. So we'll leave Houston, go to New York, do what we have to do there, fly to LA, stay there for a whole week, which is awesome. I'll get a chance to train at Venice Gold Beach. It's an awesome gym. I've trained there once before, so I'll get to go spend some time over there. So if you guys are in the LA area, hopefully I can run into some of you guys as we get ready to go knock out these 2 shows. So let's get to work. I'm excited. It's mid-afternoon today, so energy's really good. Got a little bit of food in me, so let's get this job done. This will be a good one today. I can feel it. Every day in the gym is a good one. I'm already ready to eat, man. So I bought my meal with me because I didn't be stumbling. So, you go to the grocery store and you haven't eaten, then you end up buying all the stuff you shouldn't buy. Let's get the whole stack. Bloop. Okay, now I need my music, because I can't.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
It's tight, man.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Yeah, I like that one. It's pretty good.
Audio Jungle.
Oh, there's a lot of them. You guys know normally I don't slam weights, but this machine is so tight, it's the only way I can get out of there without ripping my shoulder. Doing curls, and I just trained back yesterday. This is a lot easier than it looks, guys. Chase a pump as long as I could, but like I told you guys at the beginning, body fat's lower, skin's a lot tighter, a lot drier. You know, my food intake is less now, so gotta adjust the workouts accordingly to make sure I'm getting the most out of my body and I'm able to recover. So you stimulate the muscle is the job now. You know, you can't annihilate it because the amount of food that I'm giving, you know, isn't gonna be enough to build. So I'm not in the building process. Right now I'm just getting tighter and tighter as the days go by. So we got 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 2 shows back to back. New York Pro, California Pro, Pro debut, and I guess my second Pro show right in a row. But hope you guys enjoy the workout. We're gonna go over here to the store, pick up some groceries, because you know, like I said, you know, food is definitely important, and kind of give you guys an insight of, you know, my diet right now as opposed to my diet when I'm in kind of off season a little bit, and you'll get a chance to see how I prep my meals, you know, when I'm on the go, because I'm busy, I always go. So meal prep is a huge deal. So let's head over here to the grocery store, get in here, get some food, and get home and get to cooking. All right, guys, so here we are, man. This is H-E-B, right? So I'm not sure if this grocery store, I'm pretty sure it's not everywhere, but here in Texas, you know, it's big. This is where I do all of my grocery shopping all the time. They always have everything I need, whether it's fresh beef, lean tenderloin, steaks, chicken. You know, it's just the best grocery store, in my personal opinion, that we have here in Texas. So I want to go in here and get a few things that I need, that, you know, my diet changes back to back. So today, you know, we'll get the basics, but then I'll kind of give you guys an insight as to why I'm getting, particularly what I'm getting at this time in the prep. So we got some sweet potatoes. It goes with our beef and steak. Currently having sweet potatoes twice a day. I hate how they put these up here. We are currently having extra lean ground beef, guys. So usually I'll come and I'll get a couple of these, 96.4. But today I'm just gonna grab one. Currently doing sirloin, so I like to look for the beef center cut sirloin steaks. I use the chicken breast tenders, the strips. So, sugar-free barbecue sauce. This stuff right here, I turn a lot of people onto this. And we're currently doing all whites. I'm sure they sell this in other stores, not just H-E-B. So I have some at home already, so I'm just kind of restocking a little bit. If you guys wonder why I'm grabbing so little, trust me, my grocery shopping is a lot more extensive than this. Tex Joy steak seasoning. So we'll get peach iced tea, fruit punch, pink lemonade. Yeah. So now we have 18 drinks. So, because you're drinking water all the time, you want a little flavor. A quick little $100 going just that fast. And that wasn't even a full meal plan. But we got mostly what we needed. So Now we'll head out to go do some cooking. Fortunately, at this time, I do not have a personal chef. So prepping the food myself, which is better anyway. I mean, that's the one thing you have control over is your food, your nutrition. So that's the easy part. If you can't do that, you don't have any business bodybuilding, much less trying to build a body that you want, because nutrition is number one. So hard work, eat right, rest and recover, and most of all, most important, follow my workouts. You do that, and you'll be all right. We are gonna head over to the house, go get this stuff put up, show you guys how I prep my food a little bit. I do have a few clients that I have to train this evening. As you can see, I'm always working, always busy. So we'll get this over, show you guys how we prep it, and then that'll be it for the day. So let's get going. All right, so here we are, man. Let me give you a little bit of background of kind of what my diet consists of at this particular time, as opposed to what it is when I'm not on prep. You know, I'm on prep, but we're not trying to tighten things down. So with it being springtime and summertime and stuff like that, and people trying to get their summer bodies and beach body ready and whatnot, I'm gonna give you guys the inside of the current diet that I'm on right now. That's allowing me to be, you know, really tight, as opposed to softer look, I guess you could say, when I'm in off season. You know, everyone wants to be shredded, everyone wants to be really tight. So normally if I'm in off season, I get 2 cups of oatmeal for breakfast. Now that I'm in prep, you know, that has been cut down to 1.5 cups. So I'll do 1.5 cups of oatmeal, blueberries, I'll get 1/2 cup of those. And then my favorite thing to have, some people like to cook their egg whites. I'm good with cooking them or boiling them as well, but I found this to be a lot quicker, you know, so I use the all whites egg you saw me pick up in the store. I'll do 10 ounces of this, and to give it some flavoring, because I assure you it doesn't taste great, I'll use sugar-free Nesquik, right? So in the morning, I'll have that, and then at night, just before bed as well, at this particular time, like I said, I'll have egg whites again, you know, with the sugar-free Nesquik. If I was not on prep and I was trying to gain mass and put on a little bit more muscle, then I would have 1.5 cups of oatmeal with that protein shake or the egg whites just before bed. All throughout the day, it's pretty basic. It's nothing too complicated. I'll have chicken, your lean beef, extra lean ground beef, or top sirloin, right? So I like to do the chicken breast tenders, right? So various company makes them. I like the Hill Country Fare because, you know, every time I have them, they're always fresh, they're always good. So I'll get the chicken breast tenders. Of course, you have to wash the chicken. Normally, you know, my fiance will be here and she helps me do this, but when she's not, then I have to do it myself. You have to, like I said, you have to be prepared to make your own food. So you wash the chicken, right? And all the chicken, any meat that you buy is gonna come with some fat on it. So obviously, with wanting to be the leanest that you could possibly be, whether you're bodybuilding or not, you wanna try to get all the fat off of the meat. Me, some people wait until it's cooked and then they cut it off. Me, I actually take it off before I cook it, unless it's steak, you know. So with the chicken, I'll rinse the chicken breast tenders. And as you can kind of see here, it has like some of the fat on it, skin and stuff like that. So what I'll do is, it takes a little bit of time, but you know, it's worth it, you know, to do that. So you'll get on there and you'll, you know, pull the fat off, you know, whatever you don't want on a chicken. You can see right there. Pull that stuff off, you know, rinse it, clean it. And I'll use 2 bowls. You'll see 2 bowls here, because this way, whatever I clean and I'm done with it, I just toss it over there. So what I end up doing is, I do that to all the chicken breast tenders. Every single one, you just get it, pull the fat off. I mean, it's really easy to do. Before I cook it, this is my favorite seasoning to use, right? So it's Tex Joy steak seasoning. I'll put this on the chicken, as well as some garlic salt. So I'll use both of those, and you know, kind of toss it around, let it sit in there for just a minute till it, you know, the flavor can kind of sink in. And then once I'm done with that, I just go over here to the stove. And it really helps if you have a gas stove, you know, it cooks it really quick. So I'll just come over here, you know, light the stove, You know, put the pan on the stove, toss the chicken in, let it cook for a few minutes, and that's it. You know, so it's not really that difficult to do. And like I said, right now, I'm not gonna eat because I just had a meal since I just worked out. But so I'm just kind of giving you guys an insight of, you know, how I normally prep it. And I like fresh food. So I know you guys, a lot of people are probably just like me and you don't want to eat leftover food all the time. Well, newsflash, if you're gonna do bodybuilding or if you're gonna try to get your body right, you're gonna have to meal prep. And if you meal prep, you're gonna have to get used to eating leftover food. So with that being said, like I said, this is the fresh food, right? So what I do is, I'm over here, and you can kind of see in the refrigerator right here. So you see, this is what I put up with. This is not mine. This is actually my girl's, because she likes to eat that kind of stuff. But as for me, I'm almost running out here, but you can kind of see, y'all make a ton of chicken, and I'll just put it in here, you know, in a container, and then that's it, you know. And when I'm ready for it, just pull it out and come over here. I have a couple different scales, but this is a scale that I use that's always on hand. So just weigh it out. You know, I have these pretty handy to-go containers. These right here is normally what I use, right? So they hold all my food, no matter the amount that I'm having. So place the container or whatever you're gonna use, figure out the amount, you know, digital scale readout, whatever the amount is, put your food in there, then close it up and then you're good to go. So with the chicken, it's always rice. Some of you like to switch it up. You know me, I'm pretty basic because I like to stick with what works. So when it comes to rice, if I'm on the move and I forgot to make rice in my rice cooker, get a rice cooker. You have to have a rice cooker because I promise if you do it on the stove, it'll get annoying. But if I'm really on the move and I don't have a lot of time, I'll get these Uncle Ben's Jasmine ready to go packs, right? Put it in the microwave, minute, 30 seconds, and it's great. You know, it's delicious. Obviously, it costs a little bit more, you know, for each one of these packs, like a couple bucks. But if I have time, the more economic way is to get the big bags of the Jasmine rice. So get your rice cooker, you know, put the Jasmine rice in there, turn it on, let it cook, and then you're good to go, right? So chicken and rice is always what it's gonna be. When I'm not having chicken and rice, the next thing that's on the plate is gonna be extra lean ground beef, right? So there's actually a ground beef that's leaner than this one, but this is the one that I use because that's what HEB has. Extra lean ground beef is always sweet potatoes. Any type of beef is always with sweet potatoes. So I'll get the sweet potatoes, right? And I like to boil mine because it's easier. So luckily my girl went and got this big pot right here, which is super handy because what I do is pull the sweet potatoes out, rinse them off, fill this up with water. You guys can see it's really, really deep. So I just take it, dump them all in there, and it cooks a large amount of sweet potatoes at one time. So once that's done, I'll pull them out, let them sit because they're gonna be extremely hot when they're done. Trust me, for those of you who have boiled sweet potatoes, you know. And when they're done, just get a big bowl and then I just mash them up. So you have some little water in there because of course, you know, once you boil them. But you mash up the sweet potatoes, and when I'm having the lean ground beef or the steak, then I just go put however much sweet potatoes I can have. Currently right now, I'm doing 8 ounces of the extra lean ground beef, and then I'll have 12 ounces of sweet potato. That's actually post-workout. So, you know, if you can nail the timing right. Sometimes you won't always get the timing right. Sometimes I have it pre-workout, post-workout. Just depends on what time I'm training that day. So outside of the extra lean ground beef, we have the steak, right? So with the steak, similar to the chicken, except you're not gonna pull the fat off because for those of you who know steak, you can't do that. Same concept though. Take the steak, rinse it, clean it. And if you want the lean steak, of course you're gonna do like your sirloin, flank steak, stuff like that. So me, I like the beef center cut, the beef sirloin center cut. Clean steak. And I don't know how many people do this, but for me particularly, what I've noticed is I like to grill my steak. So I'll show you guys my huge grill outside, which comes in handy. I'll get the steak and I'll put these little slits in it, right? So with those slits, this is what helps the flavor, I think, you know, of the steak. So I'll get that and I'll get Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I said that right, but you guys can see the name. I mean, who's really gonna pronounce that right? Anyway, put that on there, right? Let that sink in for just a minute. Let it marinate. And then I'll get the garlic salt. Take that, put garlic salt on there. Just a little bit, don't go crazy with it because you don't want to smell like garlic. Start sweating, it'll come through your pores. Then the steak seasoning, just a little bit. Rub that across, right? Flip it over, same thing. And so with that, I never put it right on the grill. I just actually let that sit for a while. So with that, once again, my girl with the huge cutting board, that comes in handy, trust me, because I'm cooking steaks every day. So I have a steak every evening. Every evening I have at least an 8-ounce steak. Right now I'm having a 10-ounce steak. The reason that I'm having a 10-ounce steak is because my carbohydrates have been lowered, right? Normally I was getting 14 ounces, 16 ounces of sweet potato with the steak in the evening. That was, my second to last meal before bed. But now that my carbs have been dropped down, I'm only getting 6 ounces of sweet potato with 10-ounce steak. So if you can kind of see the numbers, if I have the 8-ounce steak, I get more sweet potatoes. Less steak, more sweet potatoes. Less sweet potatoes, more steak. So it's just a little balance like that. My coach likes to play with my food and me in general because it's tough when your food starts going out the window. But so that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm having right now. My menu can switch up quite a bit. It just depends on, what point of the prep I'm in or what particular look I'm going for. If I'm not competing, if I want to be tighter in the summertime, then I'll adjust my carbs accordingly. If I want to be, put on a little bit more mass, I'll increase my carbs. Protein pretty much stays the same. But everybody's diet is going to be a little bit different. It just depends on what look you're particularly going for. So for me, like I said, I stick with the basics. Have the chicken, the lean steak, extra lean ground beef, sweet potatoes, and rice. You can substitute those out. I do the jasmine rice. Some people like brown rice. Some people like white rice or red potatoes. So it's pretty much going to be your choice depending on how you're trying to look. But that's a little bit of an insight to, what my diet mostly consists of. And then if you're, I've gotten used to not using sauces when I'm getting ready to compete just because I don't want to get used to having taste in those flavorings in my food when eventually they'll be taken away. So if I am allowed to have flavor at a particular time, then I have this sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's like 2 grams of carbohydrates. So you can see right there, it's amazing. I mean, you guys try it. I don't know if they only sell it at H-E-B, but I'm sure they sell it at other places. But give that a try. You'll really like it. With my diet being mostly water, and I can't have anything else I can, but I'm disciplined enough to know that I don't need to have that. I'll do Crystal Light. So if I want some flavor in a drink, I'll have the Crystal Light, maybe a Gatorade, a Powerade, something like that. And that's about it. Like I said, the only thing that I had extra in the meal plan not too long ago was blueberry muffins, a huge blueberry muffin. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. That's all I can say. Unfortunately, I can't have those right now, else I would show you what those look like. But we were in the store, and I told my camera guy this right here. You guys, if you've ever tried that, it's actually really, really good. As you can see, the seal has not been broken. How disciplined am I, right? So, but give that a try. You'll like it. It's really good as opposed to peanut butter. And use hot sauce in your food. It's kind of up to you. Whatever you're wanting to do with your meal plan, the least amount of fat possible is what's going to give you the bite that you're looking for. So that's what you want to stick with. So for me, once again, it's steak, extra lean ground beef, chicken, rice, potatoes, oatmeal, egg whites. And that's day in and day out. I mean, it doesn't change. It will, once my contest is over. But until then, I'm going to have that because I'm eating for a purpose. So it's not really for the flavoring of the food, because if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get that. So keep your nutrition in check. Make sure that you're getting your proper nutrition in, that way when you're hitting the gym, doing cardio, whatever it is that you're doing to improve your physical fitness, you have the proper energy and fuel to recover and actually go get the job done. So that's how I get it done. That's how I do it in the kitchen. I hope this was interesting to you guys. Oh, before I forget, and me in general, because it's tough when your food starts going out the window. But so that kind of gives you an idea of what I'm having right now. My menu can switch up quite a bit. It just depends on, you know, what point of the prep I'm in or what particular look I'm going for. If I'm not competing, if I want to be tighter in the summertime, then I'll adjust my carbs accordingly. If I want to be, you know, put on a little bit more mass, I'll increase my carbs. Protein pretty much stays the same. But everybody's diet is going to be a little bit different. It just depends on what look you're particularly going for. So for me, like I said, I stick with the basics. Have the chicken, the lean steak, extra lean ground beef, sweet potatoes, and rice. You can substitute those out. I do the jasmine rice. Some people like brown rice. Some people like white rice or red potatoes. So it's pretty much going to be your choice depending on how you're trying to look. But that's a little bit of an insight to, you know, what my diet mostly consists of. And then if you're, you know, I've gotten used to not using sauces when I'm getting ready to compete, just because I don't want to get used to having taste in those flavorings in my food when eventually they'll be taken away. So if I am allowed to have flavor at a particular time, then I have this sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's like 2 grams of carbohydrates. So you can see right there, it's amazing. I mean, you guys try it. I don't know if they only sell it at H-E-B, but I'm sure they sell it at other places. But give that a try. You'll really like it. With my diet being mostly water, and I can't have anything else I can, but you know, I'm disciplined enough to know that I don't need to have that. I'll do Crystal Light. So if I want some flavor in a drink, I'll have the Crystal Light, maybe a Gatorade, a Powerade, something like that. And that's about it. Like I said, the only thing that I had extra in the meal plan not too long ago was blueberry muffins, huge blueberry muffins. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. That's all I can say. Unfortunately, I can't have those right now, else I would show you what those look like. But we were in the store, and I told my camera guy this right here. You guys, if you've ever tried that, it's actually really, really good. As you can see, the seal has not been broken. How disciplined am I, right? So, but give that a try. You'll like it. It's really good as opposed to peanut butter. And use hot sauce in your food. You know, it's kind of up to you. Whatever you're wanting to do with your meal plan, the least amount of fat possible is what's going to give you the bite that you're looking for. You know, so that's what you want to stick with. So for me, once again, it's steak, extra lean ground beef, chicken, rice, potatoes, oatmeal, egg whites. And that's day in and day out. I mean, it doesn't change. It will, you know, once my contest is over. But until then, I'm going to have that because I'm eating for a purpose. So it's not really for the flavoring of the food, because if that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get that. So keep your nutrition in check. Make sure that you're getting your proper nutrition in, you know, that way when you're hitting the gym, doing cardio, whatever it is that you're doing to improve your physical fitness, you have the proper energy and fuel to recover and actually go get the job done. So that's how I get it done. That's how I do it in the kitchen. Supplement wise, of course, you know, Labrada Nutrition products. So for me, when I'm not in prep, I'll have ISO whey protein. When I am in prep, you know, I'll have the egg whites because, you know, my coach particularly doesn't want me with a lot of protein powder when I'm in prep. So ISO whey protein I have a couple times a day. The amino thresh, I'll have that twice a day, once pre-workout, and then I'll have one later in the evening with my dinner. Supercharge is gonna be my choice of pre-workout. It's an amazing product, guys, really. There's a ton of pre-workouts on the market, but you know, this one is one that I swear by, I really like it. And then before bed, this Humana Growth. So what I've noticed when taking this is the amount of the sleep that I'm getting is excellent. So sometimes, you know, some people may have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep. That product, since I've had that, I've been getting some really, really good deep sleep. So when I get up in the morning, I'm all rested, I'm all recovered, and you know, I'm able to have real good workouts, able to train my clients with great energy. So that's really important. So all in all, you know, great workouts, great diet, you know, good supplements, sports supplements, and those things will help you, you know, get the body that you're looking for if you're really motivated to do so. It's a lot of work. Like I said, get used to meal prepping. You will have to do that. It's nowhere around it. If you like fresh food like me, you'll be cooking all the time, which is generally what I end up doing. If my fiance's here, she helps cook, you know, because I get very, very busy sometimes. She'll come home and she'll start cooking ahead of time. So then this way, once I get here, I can either finish up, or if it's already done, then I'm good to go. So get your diet right, guys, and you know, everything else will fall in place. All right, so I hope this was helpful. Oh, you know, let me show you guys the grill. So this, guys, is where I spend, you know, a lot of time if, you know, me and my fiance, if we're just relaxing and hanging out. She loves designing and stuff like that. So, man, is that a spider? Wow, it sure is. Wow, I don't even know what kind of spider it is. Anyway, that's my National Geographic for the day. But so we'll come out here and hang out. We have some backyard games that we like to play. You know, if we're having company over or whatnot, but we'll hang out here. We'll eat, you know, and normally the fountain is going in the middle out there. So the big water fountain is spraying and whatnot, but they must have it off today. I don't know, maybe some type of maintenance issues. But for my grill, this is a Broil King right here. So it's all covered because she doesn't like stuff messy, but like I said, this is it. I won't uncover it because, you know, she'll get on me later. But I get 3 sides. I have one side that's a burner over here. This side is the gas side, you know, with the propane tank. And then this side is the charcoal side. So that makes it easy because whatever I want to do, whether if I want the charcoal flavor, if I just use the gas, that makes it really easy. So you got to have, a grill is super easy. If you're cooking meat all of the time, this way you're not having to do everything on the stove. I guarantee it'll save you a lot of time. So that about wraps it up, guys. Like I said, we're 6 weeks out from the show. My only focus right now is making sure that my nutrition is on point. I'm getting all the food that I need to get, all of my rest and stuff like that, and workouts are really good. And I'll keep you guys, you know, updated. We'll be on to the next workout here in about a week or so. We'll be that much closer. So until then, you guys stay on top of your food, stay on top of your workouts, and you guys have a great day.